Welcome back. It's another day. Let me show you what we've done. I got a lot done. I didn't record it because I don't think it needed to be, but we got the heater hoses attached. We got this bank of all the wiring for the coils and the fuel injectors. They're all attached. This is the driver's side engine of the engine, and I've got two hooked up. This one is okay, but the connector for the I don't know if you can see it. This connector broke off the wiring harness right here, so I have to resolder that on, and then I can button this side up. Got the fuel rail on. This just pushes on to this stem right there, and this is a latch, and it basically probably should have showed this, but this part's forward. You slide this piece up into this, and then you snap that back into place, and it keeps this thing from coming off. And once I get that done, I've got this back here. This needs to be connected. This is a vacuum hose. It goes from this side over to this other side. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, and then it tees off and comes around and connects to the air cleaner up here. Put on the throttle body and the adapter. I have to use an adapter on this because this is an 08 intake manifold, which has a different connection to the throttle body, but I did get the adapter for that. And then I'll get that in. This side on the engine's all wired up, and it's coming along. It's really coming along, and it's coming along fast. As you recall, I had to cut the connectors off for the mass airflow sensor. I think that's what it is, or the MAP sensor. I don't know. It's the one that's on the front of the intake manifold. I had to cut the one off for the oil pressure sensor and the connector for the water temperature. And I did the one on the front of the intake manifold. All right, so right now I'm using some starter sticks. I had to replace the water temperature sensor connector, which goes right here. So all the wires that come with the connectors are black, but I took a picture of it before I took it off, and the brown wire goes on this side of the connector. This blue black wire goes on this side of the connector. Anyway, you take your solder stick, you put it over your wire. Then I try to mesh these two wires together a little bit, just so they intertwine if I can. It's tricky to do. Yeah, it's tricky to do, but you know, just try it a little bit. Hopefully it'll have a good connection when the solder gets in there. And then you slide your solder stick up, maybe. There we go. And make sure all the little strands go in their solder stick. And then push it where it junctions, get that where the solder is, just like that. And then you can take the heat gun to it. You can use a lighter, I guess, but I just use the heat gun. You hit it with the heat gun, and the clear part is shrink tubing, the red part is hot glue, and the silver part is solder, and you just hit it until you can see that solder start to flow in your joint. And I think I see it flowing. Yep, there it's flowing, so it's done. That's it. You let it cool, then I'm going to tape it together. I've got one more set of wires to fix, and then I'm hopefully just going to run these in a loom if I can find one small enough. But that's it. And then we're just keeping moving forward. I'm going to do this one off recording but you know how it's done now. This is for the vacuum. These ends here come off the head. Those posts that come off of the head for the vacuum, and then this goes around the back of the intake manifold. So, wish me luck trying to get that back there. I'll let you know if I run into any problems. I don't know if you can see it, but that wasn't bad at all. It's right down right here. You can't see it, but that yeah, you can. This rubber hose right here. All I did was I took that off, fished that assembly back behind the intake manifold, come back through here, put that rubber piece back on, and then slid it down onto that. I don't know what that's called. Anyway, that aluminum looking pipe on the intake manifold, but that was easy. That didn't take much time at all. All my connectors are hooked up on this. All the man, my brain's not working. All the coil connectors and all the fuel injector connectors are all hooked up on both sides. I need to get this. I have an adapter for that. I need to get that installed, and I don't think that'll take too long. It's from Ram Air. I'll put a link in the description down for it. And then, I don't know, there's still this one wire. This one. I haven't figured out where it went yet. I thought it went to the oil sending unit right here. This one. They look exactly the same. The difference is this has one prong and one wire. This one has two prongs and two wires. I don't know where it goes. The oil sending sensor has one wire, so I'm pretty sure this is it. And it's filthy. It looks like it came off the oil. I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to figure out where this one goes. I have no idea. Anyway, making progress every day. We're going to install this. This is the Ram Air throttle body adapter kit for 99 to 07 4.7 liters to convert it up to the 08s and ups. Pretty spendy, but it looks like it's in really good craftsmanship. This piece here bolts to your intake manifold. It goes like this, and it's got four. They screw into plastic, so you'll see them there. Well, let's just look. They're these. So it's got four of those. They screw onto the intake manifold. This will screw onto that with these. And then this plate screws onto these side things, and this is for your throttle linkage. I think it'll go on pretty easy. We're gonna do it. Let's get at it. I'm using a number 10 driver, nut driver, for the screws that go in here. And this mounts, it just should mount right up. It's got a little pole right there to go into this one, a little post. I'm nervous about dropping these screws in the engine, but hopefully I won't do something that stupid. I think this is gonna go on pretty slick. I'm gonna have to use a screwdriver, I think. I don't think that nut driver is gonna get, or let me just drop this into the engine compartment too. I've dropped a lot of stuff. I've had to get magnets and stuff to dig out. And these are recessed, so probably get a small. I'm gonna get a smaller. These are pretty fat. Wonder if a 1/4 inch drive would drive those in there. Number 10 quarter. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a number 10 socket. Yeah, that fits a lot better. Now it doesn't come with any instructions, so we're just gonna do the diagonal tightening stuff. And not much. Remember, it's going into plastic. Well, I don't know what it is, but I wouldn't tighten it up too much. Nice. Next is the other plate. This is the old intake manifold. This is the adapter plate. I mean, it goes like that. So just remember, put it on the way this goes. Hey, look at this. I've been looking for that. I tried to mount this stupid thing because I couldn't find this. And I told you I'm stupid, but I was smart enough to leave it on here so I wouldn't lose it. And while we're doing that, let's get this screwed on, maybe. Yeah, before we put that in, we need to put the gasket on. This is the other part of the adapter plate. And this part points down to the left, the driver's side. And then this goes like that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can match that up. I think it's matched up. Feels like it's biting. Yeah, I think it bit. Let's see. Lost all my.
Dad, it's not funny.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
And that did not lock in. Oh, man. See if I can get it twisted in with this. Get a little bit better bite, a little better gription. Feels like it wants to bite in there. All right, and this. Yeah, that's gone. All right, now I've lost a lock washer and a washer.
Do you need my help?
No, I felt that lock washer in there. I'm just gonna get my. There's a washer here. Thought I felt a washer in here, but no. So now I need to find a lock washer. Do you know what a lock washer is? It's got a split in it. Now, how are we going to hook up the, can you see this part? We're going to just hook up the cruise control, which is right there, the throttle linkage. Should just slide, oh, I know how it goes. It goes like this. All right, go push on the gas. Let's see if it works. Okay.
You want me to pump it?
Nope, let it go. All right. Do it again. All right, let it go. All right. So that part's done. Tighten this part down. We'll put the dipstick tube filler in. We got some vacuum hoses we're gonna hook up. Now we've got, I know what goes on this one. This back one, I don't know. But this one comes from the top of the cowl here and goes to the top of this. If I can get it on there. Just like that. Let's see, this one. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this one goes there. I do know this one goes here. It goes like that. This comes from the brake booster. Well, shoot, maybe this one, this skinnier one, it probably does. It goes to this skinny one back here. And this brake booster goes to the fat one. I bet that's the way it goes. All right. Can you see any of that? You can't? Huh.
It's just so hard to see the camera because it's the sun, you know?
Yeah, well, so, and then we've got a connector. This one connects to the air temperature sending unit. Might have to take those rubber things off for a minute. Air temperature sending unit, this one. You guys can't see this, but it just snaps on. This one goes to the brake booster. And then we've got these connectors right here. 2 connectors left. Not really sure what they are, but they only go on one way, so you can't mess those up, I think. All right. These are done. These are done. I think this one comes over this way and hooks up to the power or the air conditioning. Remember how I couldn't remember where this one goes? I think it goes over here. So basically, this side of the motor is done except on the top. We still have to do the bottom. This part goes down to the bottom. And then I'm gonna get some more wire loom and see if I can clean this up a little bit. But, yep, I think we're about wired in. I bet that's exactly where this goes. It goes right over here to the, you know, the thing. Okay. All right. Well, that's enough for today. It's hotter than hell out here. I got no shade, but we're making progress. We got the throttle body on. We got the linkage hooked up. We got the connectors hooked up. We've got the vacuum lines hooked up. Pretty good day. We'll see you next time. Yesterday I spent a little time on the wiring. The driver's side is all wired up. Everything is all wired up and plumbed. This side's ready to go. This hose right here goes to the air cleaner. And I did cleaned up some wiring, put some new looms on and stuff. Just have a little bit to do back here, but no place around here had any bigger wire loom size than this, so I had to order some. When that comes, we'll finish it up. But basically, it's done. Now I got to work on this mess over here. I don't know. how far I'm gonna get, but that's where we're at today. We have to stop for the rain. It's time to start wiring up the battery cables. And this is the Big 7 kit that I ordered. It was around first, second, third video or something we talked about it, but I didn't go any further than just show it to you. The thing is I've got to mount the battery tray, so a lot of one of these goes behind this one goes behind the battery tray, and all the ends are labeled, so you really can't mess it up. Anyway, this one does not. This one goes from the firewall to the cylinder head. This one goes from the engine block to the battery cable, and then this is the one that goes from the fender to the battery. So anyway, I gotta start hooking all these up, but we're not gonna go in order. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing, because I've got to, like I said, attach some things with some other things, like this big old long one that goes to the starter. This has got to go with the green wire and run down in the same wiring harness with the starter. So I'm not going to climb up and down there all the time. Just to show you the procedure on this, we're going to do it all at the same time, make it more efficient. This right here is where you mount the fender side to the negative part of the battery post. So this is what we're going to do first, then we're going to mount the battery tray. So this says fender, and it goes to the fender right here. This battery tray is a nightmare, man.
Fucking stupid.
Is this getting bent or something? Right here. I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna break that. That's on. All right. Well, it looks like I've run out of room on my camera, so I didn't get that finished, at least on video. But let me show you what I got. It's basically all roughed out. I need to make the connections under the engine for the ground and for the starter, and clean up the wiring, and then we got to add in the fuse and the wire for the alternator. But then we're gonna be done. Not done, but at least done with the battery cable wiring. Not 100% sure where we are today, but I think we can do something. I've got an idea in mind to maybe hook the wiring up to the camshaft positioning sensor. I don't know if I can show it to you through this pretty shitty angle, but it's right up. Now, I'm not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to see it, I don't think. Nope. Anyway, if you look at my hand and see my index finger, that's the end of it right there. That's where the connector goes. We're going to tackle this project today. I got well, it's not new, but it's the Harmonic balancer. Got that off of eBay. This is the HO high output one. It's heavier, and this is solid. On the ones that aren't HO, this has got some slots in it, so it's not as heavy. Anyway, it's pretty cold today. Gonna clean this up a little bit, put some oil on it, and try to get it installed. First thing we got to do is get this old one off. Got my 21mm socket. Get the impact wrench, get that out of there. Looks like I'm gonna have enough room for that part anyway. Yesterday we got the harmonic balancer off. That was easy. Trying to get it on is a different story because you just can't push it on. You have to, when the motor was out, I could hit this with a piece of wood and a hammer and get it in far enough to where this bolt would engage. Well, I can't do that. There's not enough room because of this. Anyway, so I went to AutoZone. I rented a harmonic balancer install kit. It wouldn't work because it would bind up right on the edge of this. It wouldn't go in far enough to engage those threads. So that didn't work. Then I called O'Reilly's. They had the same thing. And of course it's not gonna work. So Martinbuilt on YouTube says that you can get M14 by 1.5 all thread or threaded rod and make about 6 inches of that, and you can do that. Well, I don't have anybody in town that does that. What I mean to say is I don't have anybody, there's no place in town that has M14 threaded rod. So I went back to, guess where? Yep, Harbor Freight Tools. This is what they had. It looks like it's gonna work. They've got plenty of long enough bolts to get far enough in there to put that harmonic balancer on. This wasn't cheap, especially for a guy that's only going to use it maybe one time, but I gotta have it. So that's where we're at. We're gonna pull this out of the box and try it. This doesn't work either. I'm just getting so frustrated with this. This is the right one, this 14 by 1.5. The problem is, this part right here is the part that threads into the crankshaft. This shoulder, this part of the shoulder will not go in to the crankshaft far enough to engage it. It stops it. So you're putting it in, where's my pinky? Shit. I can't show you. Anyway, you're putting it in the crankshaft. It goes into this far right here, and then it stops. You've got to get in there probably 4 inches before that thing will engage. So this is basically useless. The kit looks good. It looks like it's really nice quality. They got, dang, everything that'll work in it except for what I needed. Anyway, it's going back. I got one. It's called a long reach pulley installer. I ordered that from Amazon. I'm not going to get it till Thursday, probably even later than that. I'm never going to get this Jeep done, but, well, that's not the right thing to say. Anyway, if you're getting this kit right here to install a harmonic balancer on a 4.7 Mopar, it's not going to work.
Supposed to be 70% chance of rain today. What do you think?
Well, we're back at it again. Back at Whiskey Juliet, gonna do some more random crap because I can't work on the motor. I'm waiting for that. I think it's called a long reach harmonic balancer installation kit. That's not coming till Thursday, so I gotta just fix some more broken stuff that I've broken since I've done it. We're gonna fix the transmission oil pan today, and if I don't get rained on, and the oil drain pan plug leaks a little bit, even though there's not much oil in it. It's still leaking, and I'm trying to put the exhaust on. Well, let me show you what I did to the transmission. Well, not the well, maybe my luck, I probably screwed that up too. Okay, you see that? It's all dented right up in here because what I was doing is I had the jack on here, moving the transmission around, trying to get the motor in, and well, I bent it. So we're gonna replace that. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. The exhaust is already off. I've only been under here 10,000 times. I've already got the pan. It should just be a matter of getting the bolts out. I guess it's pretty messy. I'm not gonna record me doing this, and that's because there's already 48,000 videos on YouTube on how to do this. So if I run any problems or have a difficult time, we'll talk about it then. But I'm hoping this won't take very long. But you know me and cars, probably gonna take an hour job and change it into a 5-hour job. Gosh, this is weird trying to record shit in this way, but the bolts are all easy to get to. Maybe it won't be too bad. My plan is I'm gonna loosen up all the bolts. I'm gonna keep the corner ones, like, okay, you see my finger? This one on this corner and that one, and then those 4 corners down here. Sorry, those 4 corners down here, I'll keep those in a little bit and try to drain the pan that way. Anyway, wish me luck. Pan's off. That wasn't bad. There's really not much debris in there either. There's the magnet. I already checked it out. There's a little bit of stuff on it, but man, it's not bad. I don't know, it's not bad. Anyway, now I gotta clean the old gasket off. Not this, because I got a new pan. We gotta clean the old gasket material off the transmission, and then put the filters in and put it back together. So far, it's not so bad. Well, I was just too damn excited about finally finishing that exhaust. Man, what a pain in the butt that was. The driver's side's not so bad. Definitely, if I was to do it again, I would do 1 bolt on the driver's side loosely, just make sure that it's connected to the nut, and then start on that passenger side. What a pain in the ass. My hands are so sore. Both those bolts and nuts on the driver's side was just insane to get to. I don't know if it would have made any difference if the starter was out or not. Might have made a little bit of difference, but basically you're getting the nuts up on top of, man, I don't even know where they go. Oh, the exhaust manifold. But I was using these 2 fingers, and just finally I was able to get one. You see that? The nut's right here. I'm holding it with 1 finger, trying to push up with the other hand, pushing the bolt up there, trying to get it to attach. And man, it just took for freaking ever. It was hard. It was really hard, and the clearances are tight, and both of them, I was finally able to get them. And then to get the I had both the passenger side on first, loosely, you know, but there was no way that was going to move for the passenger side. So I did the passenger side, got those on barely, tightened them up a tiny little bit, then went to the driver's side, got that, I couldn't get it in. Finally, I got the jack out of the car and jacked the exhaust up, and that made it. And oh man, after that, and then, I don't know, 2 feet full of extensions and the impact gun, finally got those in. Yeah, I was so happy. That took so long to get that done. It took what would have been like 15 minutes, maybe, took 2 hours. Plan on that. It's a pain in the ass. But today, I got my order from Amazon, and we're gonna put that that harmonic balancer in. I'm not gonna do much more. I mean, my hands are sore. They're cut up and beat up and bruised and swollen. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of work on it. I took this is the one, I started it. It's right here. Yeah, we're gonna put this in, tighten it up. Hopefully this works. It's gotta work better than those other deals. Oh yeah, it's good. Oh, finally. Finally. I'm gonna try to torque it all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm hoping I've got a wrench that'll fit in there to get that on. This is just the of course, now I don't have a crescent wrench big enough to get around that. It's always something, man. Looks like it's time for another wrench. I'll tell you what, it's always something with this Jeep. Would I do it again? You know what? If the motor's not put together right, and you know, I drop that head on the ground, if that's all jacked up, if it leaks or whatever, I'm gonna have to do it again. But at least this time I'll have the tools to do it. I might go get another wrench today, but I'm not gonna work on it. Like I said, my hands are just, both of them are just screwed up bad from that exhaust. So sore, my muscles crawling under that Jeep. Trying to move that exhaust, I think I dislocated one of my ribs. My chest really hurts. So I'm taking today off. Come back tomorrow with me, will ya? Got my new wrench. Opens up to 1 3/4 inches. Hopefully that'll be big enough. All right, it's big enough now. We're just gonna turn this and hopefully get that set. I can't even do it this and that at the same time. So I'm gonna tighten this down without recording it, because my videography is shitty. Once I get it down, I'll put the harmonic balancer bolt in and then tighten it all the way down with that. Well, that took all of about 2 minutes. We're gonna break this free a little bit. I'm sure it's got some stress on there. And take it out. Maybe. Maybe it'd help if I was going off instead of on. All right, it's off. It's on the off. I'm gonna have to probably put a screwdriver or something in one of these slots to brace that up against the ideal to get that down to torque specs. But let's drive the bolt in. Probably didn't show that, taking the installer out, but we're getting the harmonic balancer bolt in. Drive it in with this. Torque it down. It's 130 foot-pounds. I've got a screwdriver jammed in there to try to keep the stuff from turning. Let me crank this down to spec. Oh well, I'm gonna need 2 hands. This mounting bolt for the radiator. Oh shit. Now, I don't know if I could pull that back out. This is not right. Anyway, this bolt, this little retainer, I lost that. So, probably just have to get, oh, what do they call that? I'll just have to get a nut and put it behind it. But anyway, that went in a lot smoother than I thought it would. So I got the top of the motor's basically in. I went ahead and put this in. Something about, I needed to manipulate this part. Anyway, it's just better to put this in now instead of wait. And then I also put that in because it's not going to be in the way either. But to get this in, I had to take this off because the way it was moving, it wasn't going to go around this. So I took this off, put this on, and then I put that back in. No big deal, it was easy. But if you're doing this, if you're just starting to do it, if I was to do it again, I would leave this off and put this one on first. Air conditioning compressor, I don't know. Anyway, what else is going on with this? Now I'm just I'm getting ready to put in the, this is just on. We're going to put the power steering pump in next, and then we're going to plumb it down underneath. But it's coming right along. These I had to tap in with my dead blow hammer, the plastic one, the orange plastic one, and this I had to tap in. The pivoting points right here, pretty tight. Do you see me where I'm pointing? Yeah, those are tight, so you got to tap it in with that dead blow hammer, but no big deal. This is wired up, and I think I got to move this because it's right next to this button right there for the air whatever that air box is.